Okay, good morning, everybody. How are you? Kim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Were you in the class yesterday?
Yesterday I thought we didn't have a class.
Again, sorry?
Yesterday I thought we didn't have a class.
No, yesterday we didn't have a class. Yeah.
Mm.
Orca, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you mean Wednesday class?
Beg pardon, Wednesday's class. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Were you in Wednesday's class?
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. Yeah, but yesterday was Thursday. Orca, you were in
Yeah.
Wednesday's class too, right?
Yes.
Okay. And who's this? I can't read your name in Thai.
Shogun, is it Shogun?
Chauvin? Can you
Yeah.
change your name for me?
I don't know how do I change it.
How do you spell it?
Chogun.
Choe.
G.
Again, sorry.
Chogun.
EUN. Okay, sure. Okay, and you were in the class on Wednesday too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, well, thank you for all coming back. How many have we got? One, two, three. All right, so if you remember on Wednesday, we were doing a listening activity. So I thought perhaps what we should do is we should finish that today. So can you open the document that I sent you on Wednesday? Do you still have it? This is the document. Do you still have the document? Kim, do you have the document? Orca, do you have the document?
Yes, I still
You
have.
do. Sean, do you have this document?
Uh, I think last time I did not download it. I just opened it from the line group.
Can you do that again then?
Sure.
Okay, good. All right, so if you remember, we were listening to a young student who's going to his university doctor, and he was talking about his illness. So we're going to listen to the second part of that conversation right now. And it starts from exercise 2. So it starts from here. Okay, so we don't need to worry about before this. All right, so let's look at the instructions. Okay. So you need to listen to the recording and you need to choose one of the answers based on what the young boy says. Okay. All right. So says think of alternative ways of expressing the options in the questions. So we need to think of, for example, synonyms. What's a synonym? A synonym is a word which is different but has the same meaning. So something which has the same meaning but is a different word. Okay. But we also need to listen for antonyms. So an antonym is a word that is opposite to the word that we are looking for. So, for example, a antonym of Okay, just give me one moment. Need to check something. So, for example, if you are happy, okay, maybe an antonym of happy would be unhappy. And sometimes people put those words into sentences with negatives and they say, I am not unhappy, which should mean that they are maybe a little bit happy. Okay. So synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Antonyms have the opposite meaning, and they're often used with negatives. So what about A? What do you think he might say in A? It says he suffers from headache. So what, if he doesn't say headache, what will he say? Well, what about some of the vocabulary we looked at here? What's another word for headache then? Maybe dizziness? Yeah, maybe. Okay. She's holding her head. Maybe she's got a temperature. Okay. So what is a headache? It's a pain. So he may say, I have pain in my head. Okay, so that phrase means the same thing as a headache. What about nausea? What does nausea mean? Nausea. What does nausea mean, guys? If you suffer from nausea, you feel sick. So he may say, I feel sick. So if he says, I feel sick, then it would be the same as nausea. He has an infection. Okay, so maybe he has a rash. Okay? A rash is an indication of a infection. How many hours does Martin usually sleep each night? So less than 8. So what will he say on the recording if it's less than 8, do you think? Okay, now guys, the purpose of these lessons is for you to think about what you're going to be doing when you have a speaking and listening test. So the more that you think about it, the easier the listening test is going to be. What do you think he will say if he says he has less than 8 hours sleep? Can you think of any numbers less than 8? So I have 6 to 7 hours sleep. Maybe that's what he's going to say. Between 8 and 9. What's a number between 8 and 9? Guys, a number between 8 and 9. Any ideas? No? Okay, so he may say, I have 8.5 hours sleep. So who's just left? Was that Kim? Okay. More than 9. What might he say?
10.
10. Okay. Maybe 9.5. maybe 10. Okay. Okay. All right, so oh, what's happening? Just give me one moment. Something's happening. Come on. Okay, so which of these describes Martin's problem? It's continuous and constant. If it's continuous and constant, what might he say on the recording? Continuous, constant. What does it mean?
Continue.
If something is continuous, how can you describe that in another way?
It's keep going.
Again, sorry?
Keep going.
It keeps going. Okay, so I always have a headache. Okay, it keeps going. It never stops. Okay, good. It's worse during daytime. So what does worse during daytime? What time is daytime? So daytime. When does daytime start? Okay, so it might be worse between 9 and 6 o'clock. It's worse in the evening and at night. So when would it be worse? Worse after 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay. All right. Which of these does the doctor suggest Martin do? So now we need to choose two in this test. You need to choose two items. So the doctor might say change his diet. So what might the doctor say to Martin? Eat more what?
Eat more healthy.
Eat more healthy food. We might say eat more vegetables. We might say eat more fruit. Okay, so he might say a number of things. Have his eyes tested. So test your eyes. Where do you go to have your eyes tested? Now, it's not a doctor, it's a kind of doctor, and they are called opticians. Okay. So to have your eye tested, you need to go to an optician's. Sleep more. Okay. So get more sleep. Do some exercise. Maybe you said go to the gym. Take some medicine. Okay. Okay, well, that could be aspirin. Okay, paracetamol. Okay, So when you are preparing for the listening test, you're going to have a certain amount of time to prepare. And what you need to do, you need to think in your own mind of alternatives to the answers, different ways of saying the same thing. Okay? Because usually what you hear on the recording is not the same as what you hear on what you see in the test paper. Now, I'm just having a bit of a technical problem. I just need to find out where my file manager has gone. So just give me a minute. Got a bit of a problem here. My file manager's completely disappeared. So just give me a minute. Gonna have to save this and open it again. So just excuse me for one moment. I'm having a few problems here, so never mind. We'll just have to continue. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to play the recording and get it. Okay.
Now listen to the next part of the conversation and answer questions 7 to 10.
Okay, here we go.
Good. What's your problem?
Well, recently I've been getting this pain here, just behind my eyes and in my forehead.
I see. Have you felt sick or dizzy at all? Or vomit?
No, not at all. Pretty intense sometimes.
And how's your health generally? Have you had any colds or flu recently?
I had a cold a couple of weeks ago, but that's gone. It was only a sniffle, really.
Good. Are you studying a lot? Are you getting enough sleep?
Yes, I'm studying quite a lot. I've got some exams coming up in December, but I'm making sure to sleep plenty.
What time do you go to bed?
Usually around 11. I sleep about 8.5 hours, and I'm up about 7:30, so I have time to go jogging for half an hour before going into the university at 9.
Very healthy. And has this pain kept you awake or stopped you jogging?
Yes, it makes getting to sleep harder. It's much worse at the end of the day. I hardly notice it in the morning.
What about food? Are you eating properly?
I think so. My girlfriend cooks my meals.
Right. And you wear glasses?
No,
Uh-huh. When did you last visit an optician?
I don't remember. When I was a child, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I think first you should get that done again, just to make sure it's not the cause. In the meantime, take an aspirin or two when you're in pain, and come and see me again in a week. Ask the receptionist to give you an appointment with the optician. He's here on Tuesday and Thursday mornings.
Okay, did you hear that? Okay. Okay, I have to assume that you did. can you check your answers with your partners? So Orca, Joan, and Kim, can you check your answers with each other? Okay, so I'm going to assume that you didn't find the answers. I'm going to play the recording again. Okay, so just give me a moment. Okay, here we go. I'll play the recording one more time for you.
Now listen to the next part of the conversation and answer questions 7 to 10.
Good. So, what's your problem?
Well, recently I've been getting this pain here, just behind my eyes and in my forehead.
I see. Have you felt sick or dizzy at all, or vomited?
No, not at all. Though the pain is pretty intense sometimes.
And how's your health generally? Have you had any colds or flu recently?
I had a cold a couple of weeks ago, but that's gone. It was only a sniffle, really.
Good. Are you studying a lot? Are you getting enough sleep?
Yes, I'm studying quite a lot. I've got some exams coming up in December, but I'm making sure to sleep plenty.
What time do you go to bed?
Usually around 11. I sleep about 8.5 hours, and I'm up about 7:30, so I have time to go jogging for half an hour before going into the university at 9.
Very healthy. And has this pain kept you awake or stopped you jogging?
Yes, it makes getting to sleep harder. It's much worse at the end of the day. I hardly notice it in the morning.
What about food? Are you eating properly?
I think so. My girlfriend cooks my meals.
Right. And you wear glasses?
No,
Uh-huh. When did you last visit an optician?
I don't remember. When I was a child, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I think first you should get that done again, just to make sure it's not the cause. In the meantime, take an aspirin or two when you're in pain, and come and see me again in a week. Ask the receptionist to give you an appointment with the optician. He's here on Tuesday and Thursday mornings.
Okay, check your partners. See what your partner's got. Compare it with your own answers. Orca, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Sean, are you there?
Yes.
And Kim, how about you? Are you there? Kim, are you there? So, Orca and Sean, can you compare your answers for exercise 2?
Okay.
Okay.
So, what did you get for number 7?
Number 7, I get A.
Okay, I got the same too.
Okay.
And
What did you get for number 8?
B.
Oh, I got the same.
Okay. How about number 9?
Number 9, I'm not sure, but I got B.
I got C for this one.
Oh, yeah. I think you are correct though, because like I'm not sure in this one.
Okay. And how about number 10?
Number 10, I got. Wait, I forgot. I got A. Yeah.
I got B and E.
Oh. I got A and E.
Oh.
Okay. So
Um,
would you like to listen to that last part of the conversation again?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's listen to what he said.
Remember, when I was a child, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I think first you should get that out. When did you last visit an optician?
Don't remember. When I was a child, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I think first you should get that done again, just to make sure it's not the cause. In the meantime, take an aspirin or two when you're in pain, and come and see me again in a week. Ask the receptionist to give you an appointment with the optician. He is here on Tuesday and Thursday mornings.
Okay, so what was the solution here?
B and E.
Yeah, B and E.
You told him to get his eyes tested and you told him to take paracetamol. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got B and E here. Great. Right. And what were the answers for the others? Yeah. A, and it was B. 8.5 hours exactly, he said. 9 was C.
C.
So you got most of the right answers. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'll get this sent to you after the class. What date is it today? It's 25 today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do just some exercises that will help you, possibly help you in your interview, speaking test, listening test. But first of all, I'm going to have to restart my computer. I've got some technical problems. So I'm going to restart the computer. All right. You can stay online, okay? And I will join you again in about 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to have to restart my computer. I completely lost my menu. There we go. Okay, I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, now you should have had a document sent to you this morning by line. Did you have a document sent to you?
Yes.
You did. Okay. All right. Good. So we're going to do a few exercises that will hopefully improve what you do in the first part of your speaking test. Okay. So let me just share this with you. All right. So this is the document that you should have received. Yeah. Okay, and it's got some details about phase 1, phase 2 of the speaking test. So phase 1, what is the purpose of phase 1? They're trying to test your accuracy. Can you speak correctly? Phase 2, they're trying to test your fluency. Keep in mind that throughout the test, they're also trying to test your suitability for the course that you have applied for. So one of the topics that we looked at yesterday was family. Let's have a look at that topic again. Okay, so if we have a look in this word square, we have 15 words in here that are related to the family. I've given you one, which is nephew. Okay, what does nephew mean? Can you explain nephew? Nephew, if you have a sister or a brother, and they have children, then their children are your, if the boy child, if it's a boy child, he would be your nephew. Okay. All right, so that's one word here, nephew. Okay, can you find any other words that are in this list of vocabulary? Nephew is one. Can you find any others?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Can you tell
Yes.
me what they are?
Brother.
Okay, so we've got brother, right? That's one.
Sister.
Okay, sister,
Yeah. The second one.
sister. Okay,
Mother.
mother.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay,
The third row.
third row. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, but there's 15 in there.
And grandmother.
Grandmother. Okay,
The second row.
second row.
Yeah. I mean like the second not down.
Second row. That's correct. Okay. Actually, let's change the color of grandmother. All right, can you find any others?
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Okay. It's a good one. So who's your granddaughter? If you have a granddaughter, which part of the family is it?
When your children have children.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so it's a female. Yeah. Okay, can you see any others?
Uncle.
Okay. Any others?
Father.
Change the color a little bit. father. So we've got 1,
Aunt.
2, 3, 4 aunts. Where's aunt? Which row is aunt in? Or which, these are rows and these are columns. Which column is aunt? Or which row?
Column 8.
Okay. Column
8.
8. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, any others that you can find?
Sister.
But we got sister before, right?
Yeah.
So this is not sister. What's this? Have a look at it more closely. What is it? It's sister-in-law. Okay. So what does sister-in-law mean? Sister-in-law. Any ideas? What relation are you if you have a sister-in-law? Okay, this is how it looks. Sister-in-law. Okay, so if you get married, your husband's sister becomes your sister-in-law. Okay, and likewise, your wife's sister becomes your sister-in-law. Okay. Any other words that we can find? Anything else? What about father? We can got father here. Any others? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've still got a few more to find. See how many we can find. What about this one? Niece. Who's your niece if you are? You have a niece. What? Explain niece. What's your relationship to your niece? Anybody? Okay, so your niece, if you have a sister or brother and they get married and their children become your, well, their daughter becomes your niece and a son becomes your nephew. Okay. Any other words in here that we can find?
Brother-in-law.
Okay. All right. So where's brother-in-law?
The 11. Column 11.
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Brother-in-law. Can you explain brother-in-law? What's the relationship with brother-in-law? Well, it's the same as sister-in-law. If you get married to a woman and she has a brother, then her brother becomes your brother-in-law. Okay? Brother-in-law. All right. Any others? Can you find any others before we go? Okay. So, cousin.
Daughter.
Can anybody explain what a cousin is? What's the relationship with a cousin? Okay, so if you have a sister or a brother and they get married, their children become your cousin. Okay. All right. Are there any others that you can find? How many do we have? All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so then we've got another one. What's this one? Grandson. What's grandson? So if you have a child and they get married and they have a son, then he becomes your grandson. Okay, this is good. So we found all the words. Now, why do we need this? As we mentioned yesterday, they may ask you a question about your family. So they may say, tell me about your family. Okay, well, here's a great answer related to family. Yes, well, I come from a rather small family, actually. There are only 4 people in my family. I've got one brother. I'm the eldest. My father is a businessman. My mother is a housewife. I'm married. I have my own family. I've got 2 children, aged 6 and 8. Both go to a local school. My wife sells advertising in a local newspaper. She's very hardworking. And she looks after 2 children and has a full-time job. All right, so look, can you tell me about your family? This is a very detailed answer. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the parts of the answer that are underlined. Okay, so rather small, there are the eldest, I've got hardworking. So a rather small family, small. What type of word is small? Is it a verb, a noun, or an adjective? Small is an adjective. Yeah, a small family. But what about this word? The word that goes before small. These words are adjectives. Okay, so sorry, they are adverbs, and they change the adjective. They change the meaning of the adjective. So a rather small family could be maybe 2 or 3 people. So let's have a look at these underlined words here. We've got, I come from a quite small family, actually. So these words are adverbs, right? So let's put them on the next page. So a quite small family. What about these adverbs? Where should they go? So we've got quite, we've got rather, they're kind of down here. Okay. What about incredibly? If I have an incredibly small or incredibly big family, where should that go on this line? Is that a very strong change of the adjective, or is it not so strong? Well, I'm going to put incredibly right up here. Okay, so incredibly is an incredibly big family. How many people would be in an incredibly big family, do you think? How many people would you think would be in an incredibly big family? Well, an incredibly big family could be more than 10, let's say. And so what about extremely? Where's that going to go as an adverb? Where should it go, do you think? Okay, well, maybe it will go somewhere here. Yeah, again, it's a very big change. It's a strong adverb, an extremely big family, maybe 6 or 7 people. A very big family. Okay, so that again is a very strong change. Quite we already have. Particularly, if you have a particularly big family, then it's very similar to incredibly. All right, so we put these two together. Particularly big and incredibly big. Okay, and what about really? Where are we going to put really on this list, do you think? Really is probably going to go between very and extremely. Okay. Okay, so let me begin. I have a quite small family. Okay, I have a wife and 2 children. So, Orca, how about you? Do you come from a small family, a big family, extremely small?
Big.
So, follow this. I come from an
I come from a really big family.
Mhm. How many?
There are um, there are 8 people in
Wow.
my family.
Do you all live together?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very big number. Hey, Chuan, how about you?
I think my family is not that big. There are 5 people in my family.
Okay, so there are
There are 5 people.
okay, Kim, how about you?
I am an older child. I've got my little sister about 5 years ago.
Again, sorry?
I am an older child in my house, and I've got a little sister about
Okay.
5 years ago.
All right, so you've got one younger sister.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. All right, good. So how can we describe these? Okay. All right, so have a look at this. What have we got? We've got mum, dad, we've got big kid, and we've got a small kid. So how would we describe this, do you think? I'm the eldest of two children. I've got a younger brother. Okay. So eldest means oldest, but we can say oldest, but when we're talking about families, we typically say eldest. Okay. So what about this? What about this? How would we describe this, do you think? Have a look at this family. So if you are where the arrow is, how would you describe this family, do you think? How many people?
4 or 5,
Okay, and how many children?
3,
So I'm the eldest of
3,
3 children. Okay, so I'm the eldest of 3 children. I've got 2 younger brothers with an S. Okay, so what about this? What does he say? Can you see can you see the screen okay, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so the smallest child, what's he going to say? I'm
The youngest.
the youngest of what?
Of 3 children.
Mhm. Okay. What about this one?
I'm the middle of 3 children.
Middle of 3 children. The middle what of 3 children?
The middle kid.
Okay, so typically we don't say middle because it's not clear. We would say the second of 3 children. Okay, so you could be the second of 3 children, or you could be the fourth of 5 children. So this is 1, 2, 3. I'm the second of 3 children. Okay. What about this one? How would we describe this? No sisters, no brothers.
Only child.
So I'm only child. I'm an only child. Okay. I'm an only child. Okay, what about the last one? I don't imagine any of you are in this situation, but I'm married with 3 children. Okay. All right. So what about you guys again? So Orca, explain your position in your family.
I am
I'm
um I am the youngest of my family.
how many children?
2.
I'm the youngest of two children.
children.
So
And
I've got an
I've got an
okay. So I've got an so let's try this. Have a look. I've got two elder brothers. So eldest, elder. Okay. Yeah. I've got two elder brothers. So what about you? Elder or younger?
elder.
Okay, so I've got
I've got one elder sister.
one elder sister. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Sean, how about you?
I got two younger sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah, sisters.
Okay. Okay, so I'm the second of two younger sisters. And if you got two, I'm the eldest of,
I'm the eldest of three children.
I've got
I got two younger sisters.
good. Kim, how about you?
I'm the eldest of two children. I've got a younger sister.
Okay. All right, good. All right, good. So that's exercise 4. So give details, right? Make it nice and clear. When they ask you about your family, explain your position in your family. Now, in this explanation here, he talks about his wife being very hardworking. Why? Because he wants to show off his vocabulary. So, hardworking is an adjective that describes someone's character. And adjectives like this can be positive or negative. Okay. So, what about these words? Let's make some opposites. So, talkative, quiet is an opposite. Yeah. What about shy? What's could be in either list. What's the opposite of shy, do you think, from this list of words?
Extrovert or no?
It could be extroverted, yeah, but the exact opposite of shy is outgoing. Okay, so let's put these words here. Bit of a mess. All right, so what about mean? If somebody is mean, it means they like to keep all their money. So what's the opposite? The opposite is generous. If you are generous, you like giving money to people. Okay, so about extroverted, what would be the opposite of extroverted mean?
Introverted.
So what do they mean? If you're extroverted, what? Give me an example of extroverted.
You like to get in social.
Okay, and the opposite, introverted.
You happy when you're on your own.
Okay, good description. Hardworking, we just looked at, so obviously the opposite would be lazy. Okay. What about interesting? If we describe somebody as interesting, what would the opposite be? And we're talking about their personality. What would the opposite of, so we say someone's very interesting?
Do.
It is dull, exactly. And it's not dull, right? It's dull. You pronounced it correctly,
Dull.
but some people pronounce it like D-double-O. So if somebody is dull, they're really boring. They do boring things. Okay, and what about this one? Unfriendly. If somebody is unfriendly, what would be the opposite of the words that are there? Somebody is unfriendly, they don't like talking to people.
Sociable.
Sociable. Okay, sociable. Good. All right. So if somebody is sociable, they like talking to people. So what about these words? Cruel. If somebody is cruel, what's the opposite of cruel?
Kind.
Kind. And so we've got opposite, considerate and thoughtless. So if you are considerate, what does it mean? It means you think about other people. Yeah. So for example, if you have a car, you always park your car so somebody else can park theirs. If you are thoughtless, you don't care where you put your car. You don't care how many people are inconvenienced. All right, so let's have a look at these. You tell me which word I'm talking about. Okay. I love talking to people. Which one?
You're talkative.
Hmm?
Talkative.
I like going to parties. I like meeting lots and lots of people, and I like talking to them. Which one?
Outgoing.
Mhm.
Outgoing.
That's right. I bought my best friend a Mercedes Benz for his birthday. Which one? Mean or generous?
Generous.
I bought my friend a Mercedes Benz for his birthday. Generous?
Yes.
But it was a toy car that cost $20. Is that generous?
Nah.
So, toy car that costs $20, that's going to be mean. I love going to clubs. I love going to parties. I love being around people. Which one?
Extrovert.
Extroverted. Good. I sleep until 2 p.m. every day. I sleep until 2 p.m. every day.
Lazy.
Had to think about that one, guys, right? My friend always tells me about her holiday in Chiang Mai every time I see her.
Do.
Go, not dual. Go.
Do.
So yeah, holiday in Chiang Mai. That's interesting. Talk about it every time you see somebody. That's very, very boring, right? Okay. So I don't like going out. I don't like meeting people. I don't like talking to people. Unfriendly or sociable?
Unfriendly.
Okay. Okay, your microphone's a little bit quiet. I like to kill kittens.
You're cruel.
Okay. Don't worry, I don't kill kittens. I drive my car at 200 kilometers everywhere I go. 200 kilometers per hour everywhere I go.
Thoughtless.
I don't care if anybody dies. Thought. Good. All right, good. Now, negative adjectives. Okay, well, that's great. But if I said to you, I think you are thoughtless, does that sound polite?
No.
So how can we make it sound a little bit more polite? Okay. Well, let's have a look at this exercise. So we can make people sound better, not by using the adjectives, the negative adjectives, but by using he's not and the adjective. Okay. So, for example, boring. He's not very interesting. Okay. Cruel. He's not especially kind. Okay. We said he was mean. What would we need to say? Somebody is mean. What would we need to say?
He's not very kind.
No.
Oh.
That's particularly mean. So mean. What's the opposite of mean?
Generous.
Generous. So if we say he's not particularly generous, that means that he is mean. Okay. Okay. So rather than use negative adjectives, try to use this structure. Okay. What time is it now? What time is it, guys? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time is it right now?
11:09.
Because I've got 10:31 on my computer clock. So I've got a major problem with my computer. All right, so, okay, I'll give you a 10-minute break right now. All right, so if you come back at 11:20, we'll continue with this, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have to restart my computer again. All right. So if you come back in 10 minutes, I'll restart my computer and hopefully get everything working correctly. All right, see you in 10 minutes, guys. Okay, guys, are you back?
Yes.
Good news. All right, let's continue with this. Forward. Okay, good. All right, so let's have a look at these sentences. All right. These are some typical mistakes that people make when they're talking about their family. What I want you to do is to correct the sentences for me. Okay. There isn't many people in my family. What should it be? There's an error in there. What should the error be? Well, it should be there aren't many people in my family. What about this? How many children is there in your family? What should be, what's the error here?
How many people are there in your family?
Exactly. So, how many children have she? What's the error? Microsoft's underlining have and she. What do you think the error is? How many,
Does she have?
again, sorry?
Does she have?
Okay, so that's one. It could be how many children? Whoops. Does she have? Okay. But what's a more common question when we are talking about how many children does she have? How many children? Not does. What should that be, you think?
Has she got?
Right. Okay. So we usually tend to use have got when we're talking about family. It's a little bit less formal than have. So I have two brothers. What would that be, you think? I've got two brothers. I haven't got grandchildren. What should that sentence be?
I don't have.
No, I don't have. I haven't got grandchildren. Grandchildren, is it singular or plural? Is it one or more than one?
More than one.
So if it's more than one, what do we normally say? We don't say but I haven't got any grandchildren. Have you a child? What should the question be? Anybody venture a guess?
Have you got a child?
Okay, so generally, we don't talk about one, we talk about plurals. When we're speaking in English, we talk about plurals. Have you got any children? So not, have you got a child? Have you got any children? There aren't many family in the street where I live. What should that be?
Families.
Okay. There is a lot of people who don't want to have children. So what should that be?
There are a lot of people.
Okay. And what about this? Not have many cousins. I have not many cousins. What should that be?
I don't have.
I don't have many cousins, yeah? Or I haven't got many cousins. Yeah. How many family you have? What's that question?
How many family do you have?
Possibly. How many families do you have? How many families do you have? I think the answer is one. Everybody has one family. So I don't think that's what they're asking. I think they're asking how many people in your family. Okay. All right, good. Now, how many people do we have in the class? We've only got 3. Okay. So how can we work this? With only 3 people. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll put 2 of you into a breakout room. Oh. Breakout room. Okay, just give me a few moments, guys. Okay, it seems that Mr. Prince Zoom no longer has breakout rooms. So You're gonna have to talk to each other in one room. Okay, so Orca, do you have a big family or a small family?
I have a big family.
Okay, so think about what we've just talked about. Yeah. Give some details about your family. Give some details about your family.
So my family have like all of it have 8 people.
Okay, so there are, not have.
There there are 8 people in my family.
Mm-hmm.
There are my mom, my dad, my older sister, uh, cousin,
Cousins,
and cousin,
cousins.
cousin,
Mm-hmm.
uh, grandmother and grandfather and me.
Okay. All right. All
Um,
right. Chuan, how about you?
I live with my father and mother
Mm-hmm.
and 2 younger sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and I have 2 cousins, 2 older cousins.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Any details about any of them?
one of them are girl and other one are boy.
One of what?
One of them.
Okay. Kim, how about you?
Well, I used to live in a small family when I was in Chonburi, but when I first came to Bangkok, I live in in big family. They are my uncle, my aunt, my grandmother, and my cousins. But right now, I moved in my condo, so I'm living alone.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Orca, uh, are you close to your family?
yes, I'm close to my family.
So explain close to my family means.
Uh, like I live with all my family, and like every week, like we go out together, like to go eat some dinner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. How about you, Sean? Close to your family?
Yes, right now I live with my family,
Mm-hmm. You live with,
and
are you close to them?
yeah, yes, because I live with them.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're close to them. You might live with them but not spend any time with them.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm kind of close with them because like we always like eat together,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we have some activity together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about you, Kim? Are you close to your family?
Yes, I'm very close to my family.
Mm.
Even though I'm living alone now, but they come to visit me at least once a week. And every day after I come back I come back to home, we always make a call together.
Sounds nice. Okay. All right. Do you like going out with your family? Orca.
Yes, I like go out with my family because um, when we go out, we talk together and like um,
Okay, fair enough. Sean, how about you?
Yes, I going out with my families because like
Where do you
uh,
go? What sort of things do you do?
we usually go to Central.
Okay, so if you're having an interview, I don't think they will understand what you mean.
Oh, uh, I usually go to Central with my families.
Okay, again, if you're having an interview with a native speaker in the UK, I don't think they will know what you mean. Well, why not? They
Pardon?
won't know what central is.
Oh,
You need to speak in a way that people understand. What
oh,
is
okay.
central?
Uh, like go to the mall. Can I say that?
That would be okay. Yeah.
Okay. I usually go to the mall with my families
Hmm.
to to grab some food or watch a movie.
Okay. All right. Kim Long, do you like going out with your family?
Yes, I love to going out with my family, especially going out of the country. Like last year, we going to Japan together. That was so fun. We did so many activities there.
Well, last year, is that past, present, or future?
Pass.
Okay, so you should use past tense.
Okay. Yes, I love going out with my family,
Mhm.
especially when I go out of the country. For example, last year I went to Japan.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So tell me about your family members, Orca. Give me some details.
Um,
What do your mum and dad do? What do your siblings do? Give me some details.
my mom and my dad work together on their own business.
Uh-huh.
Um, and my older sister is studying at Fin.
Elders. E-L.
Elder sister is study at Fin too.
All
Uh,
right. She studies at Finn.
studies at Fin.
Mhm. Okay.
Uh,
All right. Sean, how about you?
Um, I am now studying at Finn, and my two younger sister, one of them, no, both of them are studying at the same school, 25Apr25 near Pattaya.
I see. Mhm. Okay. What about your mum and dad? Give me details about your mum and dad.
Oh, my mom and dad, now they're, what is the word for like they're not working anymore?
Retired?
Yeah, they're now retired.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what they did before. Give me details.
Oh, before they're working, like they have their own business.
What was the business?
Yeah, before they have their own business.
Tell me about the business.
Um, like the business is about construction.
So it's a construction business.
Yeah.
Right. Kimlin, tell me about your family members. What do they do? Give me details.
Okay. My mom and my dad work together on their own businesses. They started with the eyeliner business, but they doesn't got many profits, so they changed to do about car business. And my younger sister
So we don't
now,
change about. There's no, we don't use about like that in English. You do in Thai, but not in English. So they changed to, not about, they changed.
okay, they changed to car business.
They changed to a car business.
They
Okay.
changed to a car business.
All right, good.
And right now, my younger sister, she studies in international school in Chonburi, which named 25Apr25 school.
Okay, so she, why do you say she? My younger sister, she. That sounds like Thai again, not English.
Mm.
My younger
Okay.
sister, that's the subject. So we don't need she as well.
My younger sister studies in international school in Chonburi.
She studies at international school.
My younger sister studies in international school in Chonburi.
Oh, she studies, not is studies. She studies at.
Okay. My younger sister studies in a international school in
At an
Chonburi.
international school.
Oi. My younger sister studies in an international school in Chonburi.
Okay, that's 3 times you said in an international school. And it's 3 times I've said at an international school.
Okay. My younger sister studies in international school in
You said
Chonburi.
it 5 times now. At an international school.
At
You don't
international
study
school.
in school, you study at school.
Okay. My younger sister studies at a international school in Chonburi.
An international school.
At an international school.
Okay. All right, good.
Oi.
Would you like to spend more time with your family? Orca, how about you?
Yeah, I would like to spend more time with my family.
Why? What would you like to do? Give me some detail.
Like, I would like, um, I would like, go out somewhere together,
Okay.
like go for a trip or something.
Okay, good. Orca, how
Yeah.
about you? Sorry, Chuan, how about you? Would you like to spend more time with your family?
For me, I would say no, because I was with them the whole time already. Because like now I'm living with them, so can't
Oh.
live with them like more time.
So you say I was with them or I am with them?
I am with them.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Good point. Kim Lang, how about you?
Yes, I would like to spend more time with my family because right now I'm living alone.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, good. Now, they ask you to talk about your family. So we need some accuracy. We need some details. Okay. Hopefully you got some ideas of what you might say. Now, another very common topic is talking about work and study. So you guys don't work, you guys study. So
สวัสดีครับ
they will ask you about study. Okay. So have a
หนู
look at
โยนให้อาจารย์สอนเป็นโฮสต์ได้ไหม
ผมเป็นโฮสต์เหรอครับ
ใช่ใช่น่าจะหลุดไปหรืออะไรเงี้ยโฮสต์ก็
Okay, have a look at these phrases. Okay. So we're going to talk about your course. So my course involves, now again, Thai students usually say my course is about. My course is about travel and tourism. Okay, this is wrong. It's not about travel and tourism. We don't say that. Harry Potter is a book. It is about a boy wizard. Okay, Notting Hill is a film. It is about a guy and a famous actress. Movies and books are about something. Courses are not. All right. So instead of saying about, say other things. So for example, my course involves verb plus ing. So tell me about your course. Your course at Finn College. What does it involve? What subjects do you study? What subjects do you study at Finn College? At Finn Business School?
Tourism.
Travel and tourism. So travel and tourism is not a verb. So my course involves studying, not studying about, travel and tourism. Have to. So what do you have to do on your course? Give me some details. Have to means something similar to must. So tell me something about something you have to do on your course. So one of the things you have to do is assignments. What's the correct verb for assignments? When you give assignments to Finn Business School, what verb do you use? I have to submit. How many assignments?
2.
Only 2 assignments. I think it's more than that.
For 1 semester is 2.
Okay, so I have to submit 2 assignments each semester. Okay. So you have to be a positive adjective. You have to be what to do your course? If you have to submit 2 assignments each semester, maybe you have to be hardworking to do your course. The best thing about my course is, well, you'll have to tell me. Verb plus ing. What is the best thing about your course? No idea. What's the best thing about your course, Orca? Verb plus ing. Best thing about my course is doing, studying, what? What do you think?
Study,
Studying what?
studying, studying tourism.
Studying tourism. Okay. I hate. What do you hate about your course? Hate plus verb plus ing. Anything you hate? Come on, guys. Must be something you hate about in college. Nothing. Do you enjoy doing assignments?
No.
Then you hate doing assignments. Okay. You need to study for 2 years to do you can't get negative adjective. Give me an idea. Negative adjectives. What were the negative adjectives? Lazy, unfriendly, cruel. So you have a lot of assignments to do. So you can't get lazy because of what? Okay. The course requires logical or creative thinking. So, creative thinking. What's the answer? A plus B equals C. So C plus A equals what?
B.
How do you know the answer? It's logical thinking. Okay. Logical thinking. So for example, science, you need science for logical thinking. What about creative thinking? What's creative thinking? So creative thinking is maybe more about writing, designing. So what do you need for your college course? Do you need logical thinking or do you need creative thinking?
Both.
Give me examples why. Explain why. Why?
Because when we do assignment, we need to use the theory. So it's logical, and sometimes we have to create the example, so that will be creative thinking.
Okay, good point. The worst thing about my course is, okay, verb plus ing. What's the worst thing about your course? What don't you like doing on your course? Nothing? Everything's fantastic, yeah?
Test.
Okay, good. In the future, I'm hoping to what? What are you hoping to do in the future? Nothing. You're hoping to do nothing.
Get a degree,
Okay, and
work,
in what job? Give details. You give me 3 words. This is a speaking test that you're part of. Get a degree, work.
and
Give me details. You need to think you're in a speaking test.
open my own businesses
Open your own businesses in what area?
in Bangkok.
In what area of business?
Education.
In education. So nothing to do with travel and tourism.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. No, not yes. Nothing to do with travel and tourism. No. No means yes. Okay. All right. So I've got breakout rooms now. So I'm going to set up a breakout room. I'm going to put 2 of you in. Oh, we have Renji online, do we? Renji, are you there?
Yes.
I see. When did you arrive?
Uh, I,
Okay. Didn't see you arrive. You didn't say anything. Okay, good. So we've got 4 now. All right. So what I want you to do, very straightforward. I want you to join the room that I've set up for you. Okay. I'm going to send you this as a screenshot by chat. Okay. You don't receive it by chat, do you? Did you just receive a picture by chat?
Yes.
You did receive. Okay, so those are the questions that I want you to answer. All right, so I'd like you to go into breakout rooms and I want you to interview each other by asking and answering those questions. Okay, off you go. Sure, can you join your room, please?
โดนด่าอีกแล้ว
โดนทุกคนไม่มีใครไม่โดนหรอก อยู่โดนบ้างปะ
โดนด่าตลอด
เฮ้ย
โชกุนโดนด่าปะ
เรียบร้อย เหลือเหรอ
มันบอกว่ากูโก
กู
ห
ก
ก
ล้าโดนปะ
เหลือ
ไม่ใช่ คือตอนเนี้ยกูไม่มีแผนจริงๆเว้ย คือกูก็เรียนตามปกติอ่ะ เอา
ไม่
ผิดอะไร
คือเขาอยากให้แกตอแหลไงคือเข้าใจปะคือทำยังไงให้มันดูดีในสัมภาษณ์อะ
โอเค โอเค โอเค
เข้าสู่
Can
ช่วง
you
แต่ง
say
ละคร
กิมเล้ง
ว่า
น้องอยู่เรียนอยู่ MIS เหมือนกันเหรอ
ใช่ น้องอายุเรียนอยู่ MIS เหมือนกัน
อืม อยู่ชั้นอะไรที่ไหนนะ อยู่
อ
ชั้น
ยู่ Year 1 ห้อง Miss Grand
อ๋อ
น้องอยู่ Year อะไรอะ
น้องอยู่ year 10 กับ year 4
อ๋อ โอ้ย พ่อแกแชทมาว่าเลือกอีกทีหนึ่งเที่ยง 25
ลูก้า
ว่า
รับแอดไลน์ด้วย
ฮะ
รับแอดไลน์ด้วยเพิ่งแอดไปเมื่อกี้
เฮ้ยแอดบ้างดิ
แอดถึงในกลุ่มมาเลย รูปประจันทร์
ไม่ได้อยู่ในกลุ่มอยู่รุ่น 32อะประเด็
เอน อว่ะ จะแอดไงดีวะ
แชทมาในแชทอะ
ใช่ไห
โค
ม
ตร
ใน
จั
แช
ว
ทอะเอาอะไรอ่ะ ให้พิมพ์อะไรอะเบอร์ไหมเอาเบอร์ไป เบอร์แล้วก็แอดเบอร์มา
ได้
ไปโชกุนด้วย แอดมาด่วน
เดือน รู้ว่าจะทำอะไรอะจะทำอะไรหรอ
ไม่ได้ทำ
แอด
อะไร
อะไร
แอดไลน์
ออนไลน์ อยู่ในกลุ่มไหม33
เออ ชื่ออะไรนะ
ชื่อโชต้า
ตัวหนึ่งนะ แล้วทำไมวันนี้มีแค่มีเรียนอยู่แค่นี้นะ
ที่เหลือหมดความอดทนไปแล้วไง
อะไรนะ
ที่เหลือเขาหมดความอดทนแล้ว
ชื่ออะไรนะขออีกรอบ
โชซ่า
โจซาโอเค โอเคแอบไปละ โอเค เจอกันอีกที25
ก็อยู่เนี่ยแหละไม่เป็นไรหรอก ฉันอัดอั้นตันใจสุดๆแล้วเขาเข้าใจภาษาไทยไหมเนี่ยประเด็น
นิดหน่อยมั้ง
ตายละ
ไม่เขาเข้าใจอยู่แล้ว เขาอยู่ไทยมาหลายปีละ
เอาเหรอเฮ้ยแต่
พูด
ว่า
อะไร
เห็น
พูด
ว่าโปรไฟล์นางดีมากเลยนะ เพราะว่าเหมือนเขาเป็นอันนี้ examiner ปะแล้วก็เป็นหัวหน้า IDP ด้วยนี่
อืมอ่าก็คือเอาง่ายคือพูดอะไรไปเขาเข้าใจหมดแหละภาษาไทย
แม่รับหลังเปิดแปลภาษาอยู่
แล้วเราพูดกันทำแปะเลยวะเนี่ย เฮ้ยแต่โทษพี่ต้องสอบ IELTS เรียนเมื่อไหร่มีแผนสอบ IELTS เรียนเมื่อไหร่อะไม่สอบกันเลยเหรอ
ไม่สอบ
เฮ้ยแต่อยู่ต้องใช้ผล IELTS กับเรียนอังกฤษนี่
ใช่แต่อีกนานกว่าจะไป
ไม่นานนะอยู่เซปปีหน้าก็ไปแล้วนะ
อายุยังไม่ถึงไง
อยู่อายุเท่าไหร่
16
โอ้ไอ17
โอ้
งั้นแปลว่า
ก็มีแบบเวลาเว้นปีหนึ่ง
โอ้ใช่อยู่ต้องรอ18ก่อนถึงจะ apply ได้ไอก็ต้องรอ18เหมือนกันแต่ว่าไอเริ่มเรียนไปก่อนพวกยูเทอมนึงยูเข้ามาตอนพร้อมไอก็เข้าตอน16เหมือนกัน
ตอนแรกเรียนเลเวล 3แล้วก็ขึ้นมา
ไออยู่เรียนเลเวล3มาก่อนเหรอ
ใช่
อืม
ไม่มีใครเลยเรียนอยู่คนเดียว
เศร้าอ่ะเรียนคนเดียว
แบบคนเดียวแบบทั้งเลเวล 3
เฮ้ยแต่ไม่หยบจ่ายโคตรคุ้มเลยนะ private class
private งานหนัก
แล้วเป็นไงเรียนกับคุณคนนี้ได้ไหม
ๆไม่ยังไม่เจอตอนนั้นวันนั้นเล่นกับอาจารย์เจเจอย่างเดียว
อ๋อ ต่างกันป้ะไม่เคยเรียนกับอาจารย์เจเจเลยอะ
อาจารย์เจเจดีแบบสอนเข้าใจ
แต่อันนี้ก็สอนเข้าใจนะ ได้การควบคุมอารมณ์ไปด้วย
เรียนไปควบคุมไป
เขาไม่ควบคุมเราเลยต้องควบคุม อีก4 นาที
ไปนอนเลยได้ไหม
เดี๋ยวเขาจะกลับมาแล้ว อุ๊ยต่อไปน่าเบื่ออีกแล้วว่าเป็น listening แล้วก็ต่อด้วย speaking part 2
But okay, let's continue. So, give you some listening practice. Have a look at page 10 of the documents that you were sent. Okay, you're going to listen to somebody who's just going to university. Okay, and first of all, what I want you to do as a group, I want you to look at exercise number 1. So you're going to listen to somebody who's talking about students going to university for the first time. Have a look at exercise number 1. Work in pairs or small groups. Well, you're already a small group. There's only 4 of you, so you can work together. Match the first half of the phrases below with the second half to make a list of typical things that worry students when they are starting university. Okay, so what sorts of things do students worry about then, do you think? So what about number 1? Finding what? Well, perhaps you will find the weather unpleasant, maybe. Okay, so perhaps that's the answer. What about number 2? Living what? What about number 2? You think what might worry students who are studying abroad for the first time? Renji, any ideas? Number 2. Have a look at the list on the right. Tell me what it might match with. Kim, how about you?
Yes
Mm.
Can you explain again please
Yeah, I'd like you to match the word living with one of the sentences on the right.
Living
Living away from home for the first time. Okay, missing. Students who travel abroad and study abroad for the first time, who do they miss? Orca, who do you think they miss? on this list? Well, I think perhaps you might miss your friends and your family. That's genuinely possible. Not being able to keep up with. So if you keep up with, then that means that you can understand what people are saying. Keep up with what? Well, if you're talking about understanding what people are saying, not being able to keep up with what's being said in class, because it's going to be in a different language. Not being able to understand, what do you think they might be worried about understanding? I apologize. Would be not being able to keep up with the work. Okay? Not being able to understand what's being said in class. Not finding what? Any suggestions? No suggestions. So number 6, not finding somewhere pleasant to live. Pleasant, does that mean nice or not nice? It means nice. You're not going to have this problem because everything's going to be arranged for you. What about number 8? Not having what? Well, a lot of students worry about not having enough money. You probably won't have that problem. What about number 9? Not liking. What might you find a problem? Not like if you go abroad.
Around a strange city.
Not liking the food. Okay, and okay, so not finding one's way around a strange city and studying with members of the opposite sex for the first time. For some students, that's a problem, particularly Muslim or Islamic students. Okay, that's great. So let's continue. You're going to do a listening exercise, and in the listening exercise, you're going to work in pairs. Well, there's only 4 of you anyway, so that you can do this together. Work in pairs and quickly suggest alternative ways of stating the 3 options in the answer. So, for example, 1A, new students just beginning university. That might be a way to describe new students, and that might be what you hear when you hear the students speaking. So, what about the next sentence? 2nd or 3rd year students? What's another phrase for 2nd or 3rd year students? Any suggestions?
B.
What's another phrase for 2nd or 3rd year students? What other words can we use?
Senior student.
Senior. students. Okay, so perhaps we could call them seniors. Okay, yeah, that's possible. So maybe senior students. University teachers. What's another phrase for university teachers?
Professor.
Generally, that's not a phrase that people use in the UK. They use a phrase that begins with
Lecturer.
lecturers. How often should mentor groups meet? So a mentor is somebody at the university who will help you when you're having problems with your coursework, with living abroad. These are mentors. These are people who help you with the issues that you have. Once a week. How could you describe once a week in another phrase? It could be every week. Any other phrases that we could use to describe once a week? Every Tuesday might be, or every weekday. Okay, as an example. Anything else for once a week? Weekly meetings. Once a fortnight. What's a fortnight? So a fortnight is 2 weeks. So it could be every 2 weeks. Another phrase they might use is bi-weekly, because bi-weekly means 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks. Once a month. So again, every month. Monthly, etc. Okay, so what about number 3? What is essential to do at the first meeting? So when you go to have a mentor, you will go to a mentor meeting. You will meet your mentor. What is essential to do at your first meeting? Essential. Any ideas? What does
Introduce yourself.
what does essential mean?
Important.
Very important. So if it's very important, how can you, what phrases might you hear on the recording which mean something similar? Explain your problems. Maybe you're going to talk about your issues or difficulties. These are other phrases for problems. Make new friends. Okay, so meet new people. And agree when to meet again. So you might say that it's very important to arrange a time to meet again. Might be something similar to that. Okay, so I'm going to play a recording. Hopefully it won't be too boring for you. Let me just share the sound for you. And what I want you to do, I want you to listen to the recording and I want you to answer the questions. Okay, just one moment. Okay, we're going to listen to the first recording and it should begin.
Listening Section 2.
Mentoring.
Exercise 2. Listen to a talk to new students at a university. Then answer questions 1 to 3.
Generally, when they give you a test, they will give you time to look at your questions. So this is the time that they will give you to look at your questions.
Hi, it's good to see you all here today. And what a pity the weather is so bad for your first day at university. It could at least have stayed sunny today. Now, my name is Pat Baker. I work for Student Services and I'm going to tell you all about our mentoring scheme for new students. We've had it in place for a few years now, and people starting at university for the first time in general find it a very positive experience at these meetings. What happens is this. Each of you, if you want to, that is, will be assigned a mentor. That is, someone who's been studying here for a year or two and who can show you the ropes. In other words, show you how things work, give you advice if you need it, and just generally be a friendly contact for you in the university. Of course, you'll have your tutors and lecturers who will also help you with academic problems, but this is someone more your own age who has been through the same experience quite recently. What the mentor does is have a group of usually 2 or 3 students, and he or she organises meetings, preferably about once every 2 weeks. We generally find that more than that's just too often, where you chat about your problems, university life, or just about things in general, and your mentor will give you the benefit of his or her experience. If you're joining this scheme, you'll be meeting your mentor today, just after lunch. If you haven't signed up, by the way, it's not too late. Come and see me after the talk. Don't be frightened about this first meeting. It's going to be quite short, so you won't have time to tell your mentor all your difficulties. You'll just get to know each other a little bit and, most importantly, fix a time and a place for your next meeting, which you can have when you're feeling more relaxed and not so overwhelmed by the newness of it all.
Before the talk continues, you have some time to look at questions 4 to 10.
Okay, so check your answers with your partner. What did she say?
BBC.
Okay, did your other students get that answer? Okay, yeah, B is correct, D is correct, and C is correct. Thank you very much indeed. So let's have a look at the next questions that you are going to have to listen for. So let's look at the instructions. Before you listen, work in pairs, look at questions 4 to 7 and say 4 things that you would hope to receive information about if you're a new student. So 4 things that you would like to learn about if you are at university. Any ideas? Now, when you're doing a listening exercise, it's useful to try to predict the answers before you listen to the recording. That way, what you've predicted will be fresh in your mind, and hopefully it will help you to listen to the right answer when you hear the recording. So, 4 things that you would hope to receive information about if you were a new student. What would you like to know about if you were a new student?
Schedule.
The schedule. Okay, anything else? Nothing else, only the schedule. You don't want to know anything about university. No? Okay, so let's move on. Have a look at questions 8 to 10. Right, no more than 3 words for each answer. So questions 4 and 7, you're going to write 3 words based on what you can hear. Now, it might be 1 word, it might be 2 words, it might be 3 words. And question 8 to 10, the objective is to finish the sentence with 1, 2, or 3 words. Okay. So let's listen to the recording and let's see what you can do with it. Off we go.
Now listen to the second part of the talk and answer questions 4 to 10.
Mentors, as I've said, have been through the same experience as you quite recently, so they can understand your problems. They'll be able to tell you about academic systems, which are so different at university from what you were used to at school. Also, because at university you are much more independent and you have to spend so much time studying on your own, they can suggest techniques for studying, which will help you to keep up to date with your work. This university is an enormous place, so another thing which they'll be able to help with is university facilities. You know, anything from sports halls to libraries to medical services, and they can probably help you get involved in all sorts of social activities too. Parties, clubs, sports, whatever. So, as you can see, this is a pretty useful scheme, but it does rely on people keeping in touch. The telephone's pretty useful if you have one, but students are busy people and often out doing things, so email is probably better. Your mentor will be able to show you how to get an email account. They don't cost anything to students. They're free. For people who have never been away from home before, a mentor is a useful contact and support, somewhere between a friend and a parent. And no doubt as the year progresses and you start getting nervous around exam time, your mentor will be ready with useful tips on the best way to pass your exams. After all, they did the same ones either last year or the year before, and they passed them.
Okay, so as you can hear from her talk, a mentor is somebody from a previous year. They are students and they are people who are willing to help you get used to working and living in a university. Okay, so what about number 4, 5, 6, or 7? What do you think they were talking about? 4 things which students may be given information about.
Academic systems.
Okay, that's 1. And what about number 5?
Techniques for study.
Techniques for studying. Anything else that you've heard?
University facilities.
Okay. And the last one, what did you hear?
Social activities.
Okay. What about number 8 to 10? Mentor will show you how to obtain a free what?
Email.
Email accounts. Mentoring is useful for people who are
Supporting.
supporting people who are away from home for the first time. Your mentor may give you advice on how to do what?
Pass the exam.
Okay, good. Now, let me ask you a few questions. Have you come across a mentoring system like this at school or anywhere else? Anybody?
Yes, I used to have my mentor when I was in middle school.
And what was it like? How did you find that experience?
I feel good because I have someone to talk about the exams or the assignments. Sometimes she helped me check my assignment before I send to my teacher.
Okay. Okay. How well did it work? Was it a good system, do you think?
Mm, well, I think it's okay, but
Talking about
sometimes
the past, the present, or the future?
past.
So I think it was okay.
I think it was okay, but sometimes it was not. It was hard to set the times.
Okay, so it's difficult to schedule.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard to set a schedule.
Okay. Okay. All right. So D&E, I think we don't need to address now. In the second part of the interview or the test, they will ask you to speak on a topic for 2 minutes. And this is the topic I'd like you to talk about with a partner in a breakout room. Talk about a subject you'd like to study in the future. Why you want to study that subject, what things about the subject you find particularly interesting, where it's possible to study that subject, and say if you think you will start studying it soon or not. Now, it seems from previous discussions, most of you not clear what subjects you want to study in the future. Is that correct? Is that correct? Okay, I'm going to assume it is correct. So, not much point you discussing this topic if you have very few ideas about what you want to study. So we will leave it there for today. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask before we leave? No? Then I'll let you go and you can go and find something stimulating to do. And I'll see you again, possibly for presentation skills, and maybe I'll see you for the level 5 class, which is covering the same topic. They'll be discussing you doing an interview at university and being successful. Keep in mind that some people are not successful and some people are refused access to university. Some speak English well, but their attitude is not great. And that is something that you need to address so that that doesn't happen to you. So like this course, level 5 speaking and listening will be for the same purpose, to give you some insight how to best present yourself in your interview and how to achieve a pass when you are being interviewed for placement at university. So until then, I'll see you later. Have a great day and enjoy everything else that you're doing today. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.